Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, Season 9, Episode 28. I'm your host, Sam Woo, here with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker and cross-continent to the Michael J. Fox studios in Beverly Hills, California, as we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network. Hello, Scotty. What's up?
Why, hello. How's everyone doing? Yeah, what's up, Sam Woo, and everyone on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and wherever the hell else you might happen to be listening. Let's see, Selecta, Roman, Bravo Mania. That's a new one.
Ooh.
Dubs, Pete. What's going on? People are piling in. Ted. Piling into the old chat there. Feel free to do it. Chirp away about all the latest wheeling and dealings going on with our favorite hockey team, the New Jersey Devils. Maria, or as I originally said, Mariad one time.
Butchering names is what Scotty does.
I'm pretty damn good at that. That's for sure.
Except for musicians. You
no, I do that too. I do that too. Yeah, in the metal world, you get a lot of those, Swedish, Norwegian, same sort of thing. Where all these, you're not sure how to pronounce things, and it's just like, oh no, that A is pronounced like an O or something like that, or a U, and yeah, it's interesting times. And I'm sure today, John Heaton, what's going on? Wimpy, what's up? I'm sure today there will be some name slaughtering as well, as we talk about the NHL draft that just happened, and there are some doozies drafted by our man Sonny here after his first draft as a New Jersey Devils GM. And I don't know how you thought everything went out there, Sam Woo. I'd love to get your feelings on it, but I did notice quite a large amount of centers being drafted by the New Jersey Devils this year. I think it was 4 altogether, 4 centers out of the 7 picks, with 1 winger, 1 D-man, 1 goalie. But of course, number 12 overall, fast rising prospect, Alexander Command.
You didn't butcher that name. Sounds
well,
very...
yeah, and you know what's good too is because he's got that name that's perfect with you. Oh, Commander. Oh, hey, Commander there. Hey, anytime you can have like a name shortened or you add an ER on the end of it, it's, that's good in the world of hockey. Yeah. Like Shanahan, you got Shanny, Yeah. Now you got Commander. Mandy. No, I don't know if you want to call him Mandy. That may not work so well. But Commander, he's a command.
Or Commando.
And he's a fast rising
Commando.
There you go. He's going Commando. Or you can go Arnold Schwarzenegger style there.
It could be our football call, guy.
Could be. He could be
if Dougie
in the future.
The puck. Yeah. If Dougie's still around.
Yeah. I don't know if Dougie's contract will run to the time that old Commander there will be hopefully gracing the ice in Newark, New Jersey. But definitely an interesting pick. I mean, another center. Someone who's going to play a 200-foot game, much like our friend Nico Hischier, who we're all expecting an extension to be announced in, what are we on, the 28th? Where was it say? June the 28th or 29th?
Yes,
28th.
28th, yep.
So we're all expecting to hear about an extension coming in a couple days. Reports are of a mid-range. We'll talk more about that a little later. But this kid Command, he's still really young. Don't expect him to be in the NHL anytime soon. Commie. Yeah, I was...
I put an LOL there. Nice job, Wimpy.
Nice. Very nice. Oh, Maria's got it too. Very good. Nicely done there. The old Commie. Hey, old Commie. What are you doing there? But he's playing over in Sweden. In the basically like the AHL of Sweden. I think he did get some games in the top in the top league, the Swedish Elite League. But this is a kid who, is not the fastest one out there on the ice, but really, really good hockey sense, where he wins a lot of puck battles. He's got some more physicality to him, which is great. I think he's 17 or 18? How is? I think he's 17 years old now.
No, he's 18. You got that mixed up. You got him mixed up with another player.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Okay, so 18. He's 6'1". He's about $190. So he's going to fill out a little bit more. And this is a kid who kind of does a little bit of everything really well. Playing, winning those puck battles, getting back on defense, seeing the ice, reading the plays. Hopefully his offensive game, will continue to grow. But you're looking at a really solid potential middle six centerman right there. And to bring a little bit of extra grit, because apparently his willpower to play and desire to win those puck battles is not matched by any on the ice right now over there in Sweden.
By the way, I just want to say his analytics is off the charts, and this is why Sonny Mehta pretty much picked him because of those analytics. But those beefalytics that you were talking about, I saw a scouting report, the endless motor, fierce competitor. Just listening to his interview, the passion, you could tell he's very passionate about his craft. He seems, and he's actually, I saw a picture with him and Ken Danico together. He Ken Danico is, I would say, a pretty big guy. Not like
I would say so.
Yeah,
I would say he's a big guy.
Yeah, not like Colin White, but it almost seemed like he was bigger than Ken Danico. I don't know if it was the camera angle or whatever, but I think I'm a culture guy, Scotty, and I think this kid also has that he can bring a positive vibe into that locker room just because he's that type of player. So I think those intangibles are there. It's just, again, it's so hard. And I know there's a lot of people that are trying to predict. It's so hard to really rank these guys this early.
Oh, yeah. Right now,
yeah.
So, it's all potential. But, I mean, there is a lot of potential with this kid. And he was definitely one of the top risers in the draft class. I don't think people had him very well scouted before. And in recent weeks, he is actually, his past whole season, he's just kind of shot up with his play over there in Sweden. And again, the full game. You're not talking about someone who's so defensive minded, but they can't score at all, or they're all offense and never get back on defense. You're talking, Nico Hischier-esque kind of a player. Jordan, I think I read somewhere Jordan Stahl, people were comparing his tenacity and his that fierce, that competitive nature that you were mentioning. They were using the comparison of Jordan Stahl. Yeah. Now, if he ends up playing a 20-year career and winning multiple cups like Stahl, that would be fantastic. If he does it all with the Devils. Yeah. But that's a great middle six type of centerman to have on your team. And we know the Devils have been a little bit shaky down the middle there. We see what happens if Jack Hughes gets hurt. So this, I think, is a really solid move. Now, this kid is not going to be ready. He's not an 18-year-old coming right into the NHL type of prospect. He's going to develop over in Sweden, and we're probably not going to see him, on the NHL.
Till year three. That? Probably till year 3 in a preseason game,
Yeah.
So.
But I like this. It seems like a lot of Sonny's picks were a little bit younger. And I think that's him kind of creating this new foundation, by more of what he wants. Yeah. As opposed to the previous regime.
Yep.
He didn't really draft a lot of those, NHL ready kind of talent, or prospects on there. And I think that was by design. because I think Sonny wants to create a whole new foundation, like you were saying, create a whole new culture for this Devils team, and this is his way of starting it. And I think it's a very smart move to do it like this
and rebuild the pipeline and rebuild Utica. I'm actually more excited. I love Alexander Command, but I like the second round pick. I love the second round pick, and you, Scotty, can play on that last name because his nickname is Van Halen.
Yeah,
and he's got quite a wrister and quite a snapshot. This kid.
Yes.
I believe is the left winger. I'm talking about Matthias Van Hanen. I think
I think that's what it is. Van Hanen. Yeah.
So,
I can't wait to do the defensive kid in a little bit here, but yeah. Let's go to old Van Halen over here.
Actually, Scotty on the Morning Woo, I actually did a little intro, just like if he were a New Jersey Devil. I did a little intro with Pound Cake. From
okay.
Yeah. I got it queued up right now, but like
get the old drill bit going there. All right, very nice.
Exactly. Yeah. And starting at left wing, number 37, Matthias Van Hanen. Yeah.
Very nicely done right there.
Yeah.
Good job, Sam Woo.
Thank you.
And now is this the 17-year-old kid?
I believe so.
Yeah, right?
I believe so.
And the defenseman he's 18 as well. Bum. Why does it not have his birth date here? Oh, no, wait. Van Hanen is 2007. So that would make
19?
him 19.
Yeah, he's the 19-year-old, and I believe that's the knock on him. Is because he's 19, but honestly, if you're a September baby like me, like screw you, it's all the same.
When was Commander? Oh, he was 2008, June 16th, 2008.
So he just
turned. That's what it is. Yeah, I knew that's what. So he just turned 18, but he was playing in that. I can't remember the league name, but like the AHL of Sweden as a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
So playing against a lot more experienced players over there. And he did really, really well.
Yeah.
So, good shot. Over here it says, tier middle of the lineup type of player, skating, NHL average. We said that he's not the fastest skater, but he knows how to get into the right positions. Puck skills, average, hockey sense average, compete above average, shot above average. So in this little thing, it says Christian Dvorak as a player comparable. I like the Jordan Stahl comparable, I think, a little bit better than Dvorak, but either way. And then we got this defenseman, 6'5", another big kid, like Siliev. Nikita, Shirbakov? Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Shirbakov?
Yeah, something like that. It's not that brutal.
Where's Max? Max, send me the phonetic spelling of this. Max is great at that. If you're listening right now, Max, send us the.
He's planning a wedding right now.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right.
Yeah, he's planning a wedding.
Okay. We'll let you slide this time.
Yeah.
For this week, Max. Next week, though, you better be there. We're gonna need your help, bud. But yeah, another big kid, which is obviously something we need. We need more physical defense. Love to see that. We'll see how he develops. But 6'5", also about $190. I think he's listed at 188 or something like that, or 187. 187. Not so good on the old skating. Compete level above average. Like seeing that. Looks taller than when watching him on tape. He skates quite well for his size, plays hard, and has held his own defensively versus pros this season. He has a clear athleticism of an NHL defender, but whether he has enough puck play is in the question. As the season progressed, he showed enough offense to project as a full-time defenseman. So I'm just reading from, what is this, the New York Times? Or is this the Athletic? I don't know what the hell I'm reading from.
It's the same difference.
I know. Let's talk about Command. Let's see their analysis. Command is a two-way center who ticks a lot of boxes. He's a strong skater with quality offensive skills. He can make creative plays with the puck, but he does so in a direct manner to the net. He also, that is something we definitely need. He also has a great shot that is a threat from mid-range. He is average size but quite physical and wins a lot of puck battles. He has the traits to be a middle six center in the NHL. And then old Van Halen had a great overall year in the WHL as a critical part of Everett's team. He's a strong skater and puck handler who sees the ice at a high level. He makes a lot of smart decisions and can create plays off the flank. It's kind of almost reminded me very Jesper Bratt-esque. He also has interior offense and competes well off the puck. It's just his frame that's a concern as a skinnier 5'11" forward. Again, yeah, he's 5'11", a $176 on here. So yeah, maybe he's got to fill out a little bit more. We'll see how that all plays out. But overall, I thought, they did a pretty good job getting all these centers. Gashalov, Lavar Gashalov, I think. 6'2", $170. Highly productive player in Russia's junior league for the last 2 years. Big center who can move and sees the ice well. Then you have, Rusakovic, the goalie, 6'4", 183 pounds. Luke Wilfley. Old Luke Wiffleball over there. Another center.
I don't know why, but I think he's going to be a fan favorite.
Okay.
Being in that later round, the obscure name. I think he's going to be a fan favorite, and I have no scouting. I didn't even read the scouting report. I don't care.
Why? I know who's going to be your fan favorite and who you'll be pulling for, and that's old Quinn McKenzie.
Yeah.
Another center, 5'10", also a $176 according to the old rundown here. But where is he from, Sam Woo?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you let me know?
Oh, I believe he's from that little old college known as Penn State.
There we
Sam
go.
Woo's favorite university right there.
Absolutely. I can actually buy a Gavin McKenna Penn State jersey now that
I
know he's on the Rangers.
Well, I heard that McKenna is so overplayed and overhyped. Quinn McKenzie's the real deal, Sam Woo.
Yeah.
That's the guy you really wanted from Penn State. That is Gavin McKenna.
Yeah. Yeah. Quinn McKenzie. He'll make you forget about Quinn Hughes in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think this is a good draft by Sonny. I mean, obviously, you have to see how it all going to pan out in the end. But I think this is a good foundation to start rebuilding, which we know the Devils have not drafted and developed very well in recent years.
It's the development part.
Yeah,
it's the development part that's been lacking. Again, Nick Villano has a different take than yours, Scotty. Just based,
what's he saying?
He's not saying these are bad players. He was just saying, look, you've got, 12th overall pick. You could have picked 5 other guys that were much better. And, this is what I have to say to Nick. I respect that and I get it. But at the same time, you want to get your guy. I don't think Command would have been there. You would have had to make a big trade to get a later in the first round. And you're going to have to, spend that kind of capital just to get Command if you really want it, if that was really your guy, and then take that 12th overall pick with somebody else. Look, it's like playing Monday morning quarterback. Honestly, you can't really grade this till 3 to 5 years from now. And you remember the 2017 draft with Nico versus Patrick and all that.
Yep.
They always do redrafts 5-7 years later. And it's always interesting that how many people got it wrong. And a lot of it has to do with variables like development is what kind of organization you're going to.
Yep.
Do you want to develop with this organization that's a perennial winner that, like let's just say Carolina Hurricanes. Do you want to go, you could have a better prospect go to the New Jersey Devils and than who the Canes drafted, but the Canes can actually develop and be a productive player for their organization. So, again, it's all about the development. It's all about the culture. It's all about rebuilding Utica. Utica is not just like an expense on a spreadsheet. Utica is the foundation of that pipeline that the Devils need to rebuild. I think the Devils under Fitzgerald and Ray Shero, the late Ray Shero, always had great picks because they sucked. But right now, they got to get more Jesper Bratz in the later rounds in order to make this work, because right now you've got some pretty expensive players on your roster right now, and you need to have players that are making league minimum to really fill out that roster that play like a $5 million a year player.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of these young prospects, that's where you want to see that development happen. So you do have some of those players who are playing above their pay grade, when they're younger like that. And yes, good call, Maria. I didn't even pick up on that. We drafted a Luke and a Quinn. So if anything happens, maybe they can fool Jack, in a couple seasons or two. But I think, Command, being that he does resemble Nico Hischier a lot, I think that, from what we've heard on Nico Hischier, he wanted, his team and him wanted a short-term deal, probably because he wasn't 100% sure about the direction of the franchise. And Sonny wanted a long-term deal. So apparently they compromised, and there's going to be a mid-range. So I'm thinking somewhere, maybe a 4-year deal, 4 or 5-year deal, maybe. We'll say 3 to 5. I think 3 is still on the short side, so I'm gonna guess 4 to 5. But
I would say 4 to 6 just to be safe.
Okay. So this also plays, that's kind of in the range of when you might see someone like Command start making their way to the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was some thought with that, being that Command's game really does resemble a lot of Nico Hischier's, that, I think that was a particularly planned move that maybe others didn't pick up on as much. But I think that's going to be a big deal. The development of this kid, if he is projecting this high and to play like that, when that time comes for Nico Hischier, we'll see. We got to see how long this deal is going to be. And I do expect it to be announced on, July 1st, because it seems like it's ready to go. That could be your potential, kind of next one in line in waiting type of deal.
Yeah.
Right there.
Also, Scotty, I wanted to get your thoughts last week about the Shimon Nemitz trade, getting the assets, and just wanted to get your opinion on it.
I know you already know what I'm thinking. I really feel like the Devils are going to make a very big splash, and they're going to be the ones to either get Robertson or Matty Nyes. And I think now they have the draft capital to be able to do that. They have these chips that they can trade out. And especially given that other guy from Penn State was drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs, I'm wondering if Matty Nyes might be pushed down the lineup a little bit.
You just never know. It's going to be crazy.
Exactly. And perhaps, maybe we can make a deal for him. Now that we got Gavin McKenna, maybe we don't need the Matty Nyes as much anymore. Maybe we're cash strapped, and Nyes, his contract isn't that horrible compared to some of the other Toronto Maple Leafs contracts. But Tom, Google Matt Nyes and read about how he has been in trade discussions for the last 6 months. He was almost dealt at the trade deadline. It's most likely going to happen now with Gavin McKenna going up there. Why they didn't do it before the draft? Well, look at who their GM is now. And that should give you all the reason that you need to know why Sonny could probably swindle. A little Sonny swindle from the Leafs. But I think Robertson or Nyes, I think, is heading to the Devils. I don't buy the Dylan Larkin stuff. I think he'll be in Minnesota. I know there's a lot about DeBrincat as well. I don't know where he's going to end up. He might also end up in Toronto. Might be like a three-way trade going on with Detroit, New Jersey, and Toronto. But Toronto needs some cheap defensive help. And enter Seamus Casey. And they're going to need, someone else. If McKenna's going to play up in that nice position, Dawson Mercer might be able to suit in there in the middle six and give him someone experienced and ready to play now. Same thing with Dallas. They got Wyatt Johnson down there too, so they got some goal scoring. They're going to be in for a rude awakening because the Stars were getting like 15 shots a game, if that, without another 40-goal scorer there with Jason Robertson. They're going to be in some trouble. But it seems like he wants out, and he knows where he wants to go, and he's already rejected a couple of trades. I just feel like the Devils are going to get one of those two. Of course, I could be wrong. But I wouldn't be so, I don't know. I feel like Robertson, I think the Devils would be on his list. I don't know if they would be the top team on his list.
I don't think the Devils can afford him.
Well, that's the other thing. He wants like a $15 million contract. So that's going to be an issue.
And he's been rejecting a lot of these offers, around the National Hockey League. So, he's obviously got an agenda.
Yes.
Jason Robertson. What is that agenda? Also, the whole Quinn Hughes saga. It's very interesting what's going on in Minnesota right now, Scotty, because last week the Wild owner, and I've been blasted on Twitter, X, on it, but the owner came out and basically said, it's just a matter of how many years. We want him longer, but he says 3. And this whole 3-year thing, I never even believed in, to line up 4 years with Jack Hughes. Right now he has 1 more year left on the contract, Quinn Hughes, and a 3-year. So the owner, I thought, was really odd for him to interject his opinion on this. And did you see what Bill Guerin, when he was asked, has he talked to Quinn Hughes' agent, his response was, do you want me to play that clip? I have the clip right here. It's 9-second clip. And then there was a smirk at the end of his statement. Now, some are saying, the Minnesota Wild fans are saying that the smirk is meaning there's a deal done. to me, the smirk is, well, the owner was out of line and now put you in a really bad position right now because you don't want to back Quinn Hughes into a wall when, and it's what Bill Guerin said, they're in the very preliminary stages right now and there's nothing here to talk about. Nothing you would be interested in. So that tells me things aren't rolling right now in Minnesota. And if you're the GM, Bill Guerin, you want to get an extension done as soon as possible, because the longer you wait and kick the can down the road, the less leverage you have to getting some assets back for Quinn Hughes. Or is he going to be an expensive rental for 1 year, which I don't think is going to happen. But again, this whole I want to play with my brother thing, it's around the league right now. And, with the Kachuk brothers and all that, why wait 4 years to play with your brother, Jack, when you can wait 1 year and not even sign anything? Things happen around a lot can happen in 4 years. Jack could get hurt, Luke maybe off the Devils. Who knows? You know what I mean? And it's going to be very interesting this week how that plays out. Because I'm not buying the owner right now. I'm just not. I'm the only one, Scotty. I'm like one against a billion people on this issue,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it just doesn't. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for Quinn to sign now, especially if he waits to the end of the year, and then cap goes up and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. I just don't think it would be wise for him to sign that deal now, especially with Minnesota. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but I think it's smarter on Quinn's part to just stick with his contract and get flipped, at the trade deadline. Billy G can flip him for whatever he can get for him. Probably tons of draft picks and whatever. And then in the offseason, which the Devils have that kind of capital right now. Well, the Devils do have that capital right now. See, personally, I would love for them to use that stuff, like I said, on Nyes. And Toronto needs a lot of help in the salary cap department as well. That's where Mercer and Seamus Casey, especially on the defensive side, that's where that can come in.
Scotty, I got the clip right now. It's not
okay.
A second.
Let's hear it.
All right. So this is Bill Guerin being asked, has there been conversations with Quinn Hughes' agent, Bill Guerin?
Yeah. I mean, very, very preliminary, just talking. There's nothing that you guys would be real interested in.
And then the smirk in the end. So, again, someone's not telling the truth here, either the owner or Bill Guerin. I like to say that the owner overstepped his bound and tried to, tried to raise the stakes here. But as Bill Guerin is going down to the Jersey Shore, out of all places, to negotiate, I want to find him and, maybe we'll set up some roadblocks. Bill, you were late. Well, there were a bunch of Devils fans out there making me pay more tolls than normal. But yeah, it's, Pete's with me. I'm glad. I'm the minority in this one, so I'm all in. I'm probably wrong, but I don't know. My guts tells me I'm not. That it was just weird that owner did that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. One of them is not telling the truth, obviously. So if the owner spilled the beans early,
and that could derail negotiations.
That could derail negotiations. Yeah. Or it could just be, what Bill told him that they were going for, and then he was just like, oh yeah, we got it. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm not sure on that front.
Could you imagine?
To me,
Bill Guerin.
It makes more sense for Quinn not to sign and then get everything he wants from the Devils in the offseason.
Yeah.
That's just my perspective on it. But
I mean, can you imagine if Bill was feeding the owner a bunch of bull because he's in trouble and didn't tell him? And then his owner's like, yeah, we got him. Just a matter of how many years. We want him longer, obviously. And Bill's like, crap. Just making it up in this scenario.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Let me see here. Dun, 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 dun. Just want to check something out. So Minnesota looks like they have $9 million in cap space right now.
And they're trying to get Dylan Larkin.
They're trying to get Larkin.
Yeah. And Connor Hellebuck as well, you know.
And Connor Hellebuck as well. Yeah. I just don't know how they're going to pull that off. I really don't. I mean, you know, Zuccarello is, you know, don't know if he's going to come back.
He's mad right now. I read an article
same
about
thing. Didn't Marcus Johansson like sign in Europe, I think, already? Nick Foligno. So you got those free agents right there. And then, you know, Gustafson's got a $6.8 million. Allstet's got a 2.2 right now contract. So if I'm Quinn Hughes, I don't know if I mean, I guess other deals could be made to move people around, but
yeah,
I don't think why would I sign for that when I can wait and then get like another 3 or 4 million, you know, probably even more next year? Why would I sign 3 or 4 years at, say, 9? Say he takes up all of their salary cap instead of like waiting to the next year when you can get more. I don't know.
Things don't make sense, and you know what? Bill Guerin, you know, he pounced on Quinn. You know, when Fitzgerald couldn't make up his mind about anything, when he was wishy-washy with Jim Rutherford. And, you know, in that press conference, you remember, you know, Quinn saying, you know, this is a GM that has a lot of balls. Well, that was like a emotional reaction from Quinn Hughes. And, you know, this notion that he will stay in Minnesota, I don't think it's guaranteed. I don't think both parties even know. I think they have mutual respect for each other. But at this moment, on June 28th, 9:55 p.m. Eastern, I think they haven't even like really set the parameters yet.
I mean, do they think they can be better than Colorado?
I don't know. I mean,
do they think they can? Well, I mean, Edmonton, forever goalie issues over there, but can they outplay Edmonton? Can they outplay Vegas
or Dallas
as well? Yeesh. And don't forget, the West was pretty terrible otherwise. So there's a lot of like padded wins over there.
And it was the Vegas Golden Knights, who the Devils had more points, went to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Vegas pulled an LA Kings, because that's what the Kings were doing there for a little while.
Yeah,
they would just like teeter in the regular season and get in like a 7 seed, and all of a sudden they're like, all right, ready to play. Let's steamroll some people.
Yeah,
that's what Vegas was doing. Now, also that might be another location for Dylan Larkin as well, being that him and Eichel are really tight.
Yeah.
And that would definitely improve Vegas as well. So I mean, is Minnesota like everyone's? I mean, I don't know. Like, Minnesota's a good team, but are they better? They're definitely not better than Colorado. I mean, maybe if Robertson leaves, they might have a little bit of an edge with Dallas.
I mean, the way the owner gave, the Kaprizov contract, $17 million, and I don't know where Minnesota is going to find the space. Something has to give if they're going to keep Quinn Hughes and bring in Dylan Larkin. Or
that's what I see. I mean, the first thing Bill Guerin said was they needed a center, and then Larkin says, "I want to be traded." So it's kind of like laid right out there for you, you know. Like I think that one is kind of a layup. I mean, he may decide to want to go to Vegas, though. Like we said, him and Eichel are really close. But yeah, I don't know. Like it just doesn't make sense in my head for Quinn Hughes. If Dylan Larkin goes to Minnesota, there's no way they're going to be able to re-sign him. So I just unless they make a bunch of other trades, which can happen to free up the cap space, that can happen. But I don't know. If I was Quinn, I would look at that and be like, well, I can just wait a year. I can go play with my brother. And who just said that? Tom, was that you that just said that? After the Canes, in our division, caps aren't just getting older. Same thing with the Penguins, although they played well.
I think the Rangers are going to be much better. I'm not saying I think they're going to be more competitive, let's just say.
Definitely more competitive than they were this year.
But they had a great 15 games down the stretch, although that doesn't mean anything. But, they did make a big trade, and
the Islanders might be better too with Pete behind the bench.
Yeah. And Matthew Schaefer in his second year.
That kid is, he is going to be a beast. I mean, he was a beast this year. That kid is a steal for the Icelanders. But, I mean, overall, I can see the Devils very easily moving up into the second and third position in the division. The Canes are still the toast of the town. So, man, the East is very, very even. A lot of teams are very close with each other. I mean, we saw that in the wild card race where everyone was just flip-flopping throughout the entire year. I don't know. If you're Quinn Hughes, do you sign for less money and then not have the chance to play with your brothers? Or do you just wait, tell Billy G, hey, bud, flip me for everything you can get come trade deadline? Or maybe they try to work out a sign-in trade. Maybe that's what they'll do. I don't know. But I don't know. It just doesn't make sense in my head for Quinn to re-sign like that. So we'll see. We'll have to see. I think a big thing for the Devils, though, is one thing they're going to have to do is they're going to have to freaking trade Jacob Markstrom.
And how they're going to do it, man, that's why this week, I hope by July 15th, I'm not disappointed they did nothing. Can you imagine if they did absolutely nothing?
I don't think so. I mean, I think they are looking to do it 100%. Projected cap. Now, wait, wait a minute. Am I reading this wrong here? Potential 104. It says 9 million. Maybe is this not before the cap goes up? It says 26-27 cap overview. Projected space 9.4 million for the Minnesota Wild.
Which is not a lot.
No, I mean, especially if you're trying to add a number one center as well, that's really not a lot.
And what are the Devils at? 13, 14?
The Devils right now, it says projected cap space 11.5 million.
And that's after the Nemitz trades because Nemitz was due for a new contract.
So you got to sign, you got to figure out what you're going to do with Paul Cotter, which I don't think is going to cost you much, and Gritzuk.
Which
after
that, he's going to get a raise. He's going to definitely get a raise.
He'll get a raise. I mean, one of these other defensemen can possibly go as well. I don't know. I don't think Dougie's going to end up leaving.
Doesn't sound like it.
He's got 2 years left. And I think they should treat him right. But Kovacevic, Siegenthaler, Brendan Dillon, that's $4 million, and 3.4. The Kovacevic deal, man. Oif.
I mean, the Kovacevic deal and the Markstrom deal, that's $10 million right there.
I know. Brendan Dillon's only signed for next year. So again, that's some money right there. And this Jacob Markstrom, holy hell. $6 million. Jiminy Christmas. Tom Fitzgerald, what did you do to us?
He screwed us. That's what he did.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you got to think too, though, like Nico Hischier is at 7.25 now. He's probably going to go up to around 11 million. So that's what? 4.5? 4.75?
That's for the year after.
That would be 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a little there. So you got to figure out what you're going to do with Paul Cotter, which probably is not going to be, too much money. Gritsuk is probably going to get a nice raise. And then you're going to have to see what some of these but I mean, the big one is Markstrom. You have to get him off the books somehow or another. That $6 million contract. Eesh.
Work some Sonny magic.
Yeah. I mean, and then after that, you got a lot, Nason's a free agent. Cody Glass will be a free agent. Bustad will be a free agent the year after that. And we already talked about Brendan Dillon next year. So, I mean, if Dougie does want to go somewhere, I think you try to work a trade for him. If, out of respect for Dougie, everything that happened to him last year that shouldn't have happened to him. And as we've talked about endlessly on this podcast, I know, Dougie Hamilton, and I saw people in the chats, no one wants to come to New Jersey. Dougie Hamilton wanted to come here, and he made it his home. And he really did right by the franchise. He works out at the arena in the offseason. He did a great job, promoting the team on social media, doing all those videos and everything like that. Dougie is a great guy. And what happened to him last season shouldn't have happened to him. I'm not talking about the benching. I think the benching was warranted. And I think it was the right move. Because Dougie played like Dougie Hamilton after that. But the whole, hey, why don't you waive that no movement clause so we can bring Quinn in here? You're cool with that, right? You're going to go to Vancouver. You like Vancouver? Yeah, Vancouver. No, actually, I don't. So I think if Dougie wants to go somewhere, you try and work it. If not, I think you're going to have him on the team for the next 2 years. But you had to get rid of Nemitz because he's going to want a $9 million deal like Luke. And that just wasn't happening. And I think you could possibly move Mercer, like I said, with maybe Seamus Casey and a couple of those draft picks for someone like Matty Nice. Now to make a big difference, him playing next to Jack Hughes. Robertson, oh man, that'd be so good, but they would have to they would have to do a lot to make that money happen. Because those deals that he's been rejecting so far from, was it Seattle and who was the other one? I can't remember. Seattle and someone else that he rejected.
Ottawa? Was it Ottawa?
Oh, maybe it was Ottawa. I can't remember. Yeah,
I can't remember.
Definitely Seattle. I wonder if he wants to go to like Carolina or something like that.
I don't know.
But that's going to be a hefty payload there. But 40 goal scorers don't grow on trees.
Agreed.
So it's going to be an interesting week coming up here. Once July 1 hits and we get that number from Mr. Heischer, then we can start looking at things in a different perspective and see what exactly we can afford, what we would have to move. And who knows, maybe Sonny's got some deals already lined up.
Possibly. Seattle and St. Louis. That's it. Thank you, Tom.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yep. I was thinking San Jose. I was like, I think it's another S city.
Yeah. It was just St. Louis.
St. Louis. Yeah.
I was thinking San Jose as well, but I'm like, yeah, why would you do that? I'd go to San Jose.
So we'll see. Oh, I hope Robertson doesn't want to go to the Rangers.
Oh my God.
That's not someone I want to see across the river. Although maybe he wants to go join Pete DeBoer on Long Island.
Nobody wants to go to Long Island.
Well, I know, but
Pete DeBoer,
former coach.
I get the connection there.
But we'll see how that all plays out. But I don't know, man. You know who I'm pulling for, but I think that with Nyes rumored, Robertson definitely out there. Alex DeBrincat as well seem to being on the trade block. There's going to be some exciting moves. So we'll definitely be on the lookout here at your favorite New Jersey Devils podcast. That'd be the Let's Go Devils podcast. Of course, you get your dose of Sam Woo with the Morning Woo.
Back.
We obviously have
back. It was back.
It was back. I saw.
Yeah.
So
getting excited.
Sam is there to keep you up to date on everything. We got the State of the Fan address, Hockey on Tap, and of course, back when the season comes along, we'll get Game Day Live with Vinny Parisi. And of course, Devils After Dark with yours truly right here. So I'm excited to see what happens. July 1, maybe. Want to see what that contract is for Nico Heischer. Seems to be like, Sonny seems like it's all wrapped up and ready to roll. But that'll be the big thing, to see what that number actually is. Not only salary-wise, but year-wise. Sam Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be crazy. July 1st. I'll do my best to go live as it happens, as news breaks. Major blockbuster trades, if they happen. It's going to be
Wednesday?
It's Wednesday.
That's Wednesday, right?
Yeah. Also,
you know what? I think I'm working from home on Wednesday. Maybe I can. I might be able to hop on for if big news happens. Maybe I'll be able to break away from the regular job and hop on for a good 20, 30 minutes or something.
Yeah. And then there's going to be breaking news also July 1st. Both Sam and Scotty both got fired from their day jobs as they were caught on air talking about Sonny's big trade. And now we're looking for jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What were you doing? I was just in the bathroom. It doesn't look like it.
There will be no more Devils After Dark because Scotty cannot afford his internet connection at home anymore.
Scotty will be at American Whiskey now because now he's back living in his parents' basement because he can't.
I have to move back home to Jersey with my parents. Yeah.
Devils After Dark is now 24/7, 365. Scotty has nothing better to do.
Remember when I did it over the what was it, last summer? When the hell was I back there? Was it 2 summers ago? I can't even remember now. Remember I was doing it from the drum room at my house because we're all, my dad, my son, we're all drummers. We have that drum room, and then the laptop fell off off the edge halfway through the podcast. I had it propped up on a Fender amp, and I'm like, just stay, and it just halfway through.
or you got to beg your sister, hey, can I do the podcast on the Babe Cave?
Yeah.
And downstairs.
Oh my God, her house, forget it. The internet's as soon as you go down in that basement, she's like done. Yeah. That'd be me. It'd just be like So
poor man
anyway,
internet.
That's my final thought though, is July 1, those numbers for Nico. That's gonna start painting the picture of how Sonny's gonna start to play this.
Yep.
See how big that salary is for Nico Heischer. That's going to be how big they're willing to go for Quinn Hughes as well. And we'll see about that term. where they ended up. We know Sonny wanted long term, Nico's camp wanted short term, and they said they compromised. So I love that. Because it tells me Nico Hischier doesn't have one skate off the ice and out the door.
Yep.
Which, after the Fitzgerald regime, I can see why that possibly would have been.
And I can see why Nico Hischier wants a shorter deal instead of a max deal, because he also wants to hold the Devils organization accountable. Because he wants to win a Stanley Cup. It's quite obvious. Yep. And if the Devils are not held accountable, and he's wasting his time and on an 8-year contract that he can't control other than no movement clause, look, my final thought
Very good point.
Final thought is, look, it's tough to predict what the future holds, but right now, at the least we can say that we've got a GM that has a plan, a vision, and is implementing it right now, and has been very consistent in what he had told the fans during his initial press conference, his introductory press conference, and at the town hall. You can't ask anything more than that. And I think once Sonny gets, again, there's going to be mistakes made. He's, a rookie GM right now with some experience as assistant GM. But
nobody bats 1,000.
Yeah. Like Lou, making, sign that Ryan Clough deal, But anyway, we won't talk about
Michael Ryder. That'll always be the one that gets me.
Yeah. Deron Quint trade, played 4 games, and then he suddenly disappeared. Probably buried in the end zone of the old Giant Stadium with Jimmy Hoffa. Anyway.
Who's the other one that he buried? Oh, Matvichuk. Richard Matvichuk.
And Malakoff and Dan McGillis.
Malakoff.
Man. Oh, you went skiing? All right, you're retired now. See ya. You're off the books. It was great. Anyway. So we're going to get out of here and drop in the podcast in about 20 minutes. But, just set your alerts.
Oh, Marchenko. Okay, Tom.
We'll pop up at any time with news, all that. Keep it here. You can find us on X at Let's Go Devils Pod. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram.
Is he Tom over here? Fitz, he was drunk, obviously, making that Markstrom deal.
Yeah. He was drinking Anchor Brew. Very nice.
Yes,
guy.
he was. Yes.
Yeah. At Let's Go Devils Podcast, and also on YouTube at Let's Go Devils. Thank you. Till next time, Let's Go Devils.